1. I'm John Miglosh with the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Well, we got a lot on the docket today, so let's dial it up. Here we go. Global smartphone shipments plunge. That was kind of weird. So I was going to show you my Motorola. Oops, looks just like a phone, see? Motorola. It was $99, brand new, with a replaceable battery. This may be the solution to your problems. Can't move my microphone. Can't move my microphone because I hooked the wire. Because I kept losing the wire. Now I hooked it to the microphone. If I move the microphone, it falls over. Anyway, the mobile phone has a removable battery, which means that you don't have to replace the phone when the battery goes bad. Mobile phone batteries go bad about 3 years. Is about as much as you can coax out of them. And even if you bought a spare battery when you bought the phone, it would go bad just sitting around. And I kept my original battery in the phone, and it lasted, I'm thinking, about a year. And I dropped it one day on carpet, and the thing popped open, and I realized the battery was swelling up. There was no reason it should have popped open. It had to do with the swelling battery. So for $10, I got a new battery on eBay. And I'm good to go. And I have a replacement battery already in my case, which won't work as well. But if something happens, I have a spare that I carry with me that's less trouble than those little tube batteries that you have to keep charging up. I just throw it in my case, and if I'm traveling and my battery runs out, it's wonderful. Motorola. And if consumers understood the facts, they wouldn't have to buy a smartphone every 6 months or a year for $700 or $800 or $1,200. I can't understand, but maybe it's tapping out. I remember back in the calculator days when I told my boss we should get a container load of calculators and imprint them. And he said, the technology keeps changing. I said, it hasn't changed in a couple of years. They put new bells and whistles on, but it's not changing. And that's the way the smartphone industry is too, is that the smartphone industry is now, they're not that different. I show people mine for $100 and they say, gee, it looks just like a smartphone. It's an Android, right? Yeah, same operating system as you have. 32 gig chip. Could put a 64 in there if I wanted. It's a smartphone. Maybe people are getting smart that it should be a phone. But anyway, we'll go on. Okay, Teleflora, have been doing schmaltzy ads for years. This year, they've gone back to they've decided to go for comedy. So let's go over and see the comedy that we're getting from Teleflora.
I'm proud of you no matter what.
If only the world loved us like you do, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay, and that was kind of the gist of it, was that if this lady's blowing the other lady's nose and says, "Come on, give me more," or something like that. It's kind of nuts. Anyway, so but you only have one mom, and so you give her some flowers. There's a longer version, but they're not that funny. So that's why I didn't subject you to them. Okay. Here's an interesting story. Alphabet Soup. I mentioned this the other day that they missed their quarterly targets, and so we have some AdExchanger.com news roundup saying here's why they might have done it. One, they maxed out the number of search ads it can serve to a mobile device. And that again has to do with the screen size and how many answers you get. And usually I don't click on the ad ones, I click on the other ones. So you need to keep some other ones. So maybe they have. I don't know. YouTube users click less. Well, I have YouTube Prime from my daughter, or YouTube, whatever it is. So I don't get the ads anymore. Maybe that had something to do with it. Because I didn't care. I don't mind the ads that much. Anyway, I think there should be more digital ads and less charging for digital content. 3, YouTube's demonization of questionable content led to measurable revenue declines. Okay, so there was a big controversy about 6 months ago, maybe a little more, that YouTube was demonetizing conservatives but was leaving alone pedophiles. Well, they have their values, and maybe that's what it is. But anyway, so that could have done it. Safari's intelligent tracking prevention hurt ad monetization, and I just downloaded Brave yesterday, and Brave is supposed to be a new advertising model where you get tokens for watching ads, and you can reward publishers for those, sort of like a fast, real-time Patreon, I guess. Anyway, or Amazon. This one I think might have the biggest one. Amazon's ad growth finally took a bite out of Alphabet's business. I don't search for products on Google anymore. I go on a private browser window to Amazon. And the reason I go to the private browser window is because that prevents the retracking, the retargeting, where I've already bought it on eBay. So generally, I shop in a private window. I read somewhere that if you shop for an airplane ticket between 2 cities and come back later, they have a cookie and they raise the price on you, and you think, oh, I should have made a decision faster. Don't know if that's true, but that's why I use private browsing a lot. Okay, because I don't like cookies. I don't like retargeting. Amazon's ad growth finally took a bite out of Alphabet's business. I think that could be it. There's always competition. That's what I like about the world. Okay, so we're not 100% sure what is going on, but here comes a new one. Walmart, I didn't know this. I never heard of it. Walmart Vudu positions itself as the sleeping giant of digital entertainment, and they're claiming that since everyone shops at Walmart at one time or another, they know all about you. And because they know all about you, they know what you'll buy. And because they know what you'll buy, they know what you'll watch. Does that seem a little tenuous? It is. I was called in. They came to visit me twice, really unsolicited, Blockbuster, and said, we're the giant. Everybody goes to Blockbuster. We have 27 million households. We know what you like. So let's start a catalog. I said, it's not going to work. So I'm not saying this won't work for Walmart. I'm just saying that the connection between data and entertainment is tenuous. I watched enough Marvel, whatever it is, all it, Avengers and all this stuff, to know that they're not very good, and I don't really want to watch them in a theater because it's too much to grasp. It's too intense, and it's got no plot, and it's always da 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 da. How are they going to save it? The funny part is my wife kind of gets like, how are they going to do it? I said, Susan, they always do it. Even if they die, that just means you got to come back to the next movie. Anyway, but the part I thought was interesting about Walmart was, the company will reach more than 50% of U.S. households at launch. But this was the part that I thought was interesting. The company will focus on the heartland. What an idea. Then why did you name it Vudu? Shouldn't you have named it Waloo or something like that? Then at least we would have known what it was. Waloo! For Walmart View, Waloo. I think that would have been a good name. Nobody asks me. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Oh, man, I'm out of time already. Too many jokes. Anyway, there's a big blank spot, and that's our sweet spot. And that's probably right. We'll leave you alone today. I have a lot more to say. We're going to skip Mark Ritson, but we'll get him tomorrow, I promise. Okay, have a great day. Like and share.